Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to analyze the income of Bolt drivers according to what was communicated by Bolt 1 month ago. Bolt said that their top drivers made 1.2 million shillings from January to June of 2025. So in 6 months, Bolt drivers made on average of 1.2 million. And this one, they said it is for top rated drivers. So I'm not sure if the top rated drivers are the ones who have 5-star or like it is their top 50 earners. So top 50 drivers in Bolt earned 1.2 million in 6 months. So in this video, we just want to do a very quick analysis with a few assumptions, because there are some facts we have about the taxi driving and there are some other things we will assume. And then if you have always been asking yourself, how much money do Bolt drivers make? This video will give you an elaborate answer that will help you decide if this is something you want to do or something you don't want to do. And I believe that the income from Bolt drivers is pretty much a representation of what other drivers earn if they work exclusively with Uber or Litrocab or other platform. Because what we know is that some drivers operate across all platforms, so they do Uber, Bolt and others, but there are those who specialize in a single app. But at the end of the day, when they go home, I think they just take home close to the same amount. Okay, so a few assumptions. We are going to assume that this amount communicated by Bolt, 1.2 million in 6 months is the gross income, okay? Because Bolt are not aware of your operational costs, so they are not able to do your net income. So this is the gross income. And then we are going to assume that this is a hired driver. So the driver is not driving his own vehicle, and at the end of the day or at the end of the month, he is supposed to pay the owner of the vehicle the agreed amount. So let's calculate the monthly net income or the take home. All right, so to simplify, we are going just to have the monthly approach. So 1.2 million, you divide by 6, okay? You get that the driver is earning a gross income of 200K. Sawa. So here we are going to now work on the operational cost. How much money does it cost the driver to make the 200,000, okay? So we deduct, first of all, the most obvious thing, which is the commission. Commission is the money you pay to Uber for giving you customers. For every trip you complete, Bolt will deduct 20%. Sawa. So 20% of the 200K is 40,000. All right? That is the first operational cost. And you guys know the math. I'm putting it into bracket, meaning you will have to deduct it at the end. So the second one is the fuel costs. So here, from all my conversation and my experience with the drivers, is that if you put fuel of 1,000 shillings, you will collect a gross income of 3,000. Of 3,000. Sorry. So if you put 1,000 shillings of fuel, you will collect 3,000 shillings from customers. So how much money of fuel do you need to collect the 200,000? 200K. So this is cross multiplication. You will find that the driver will need fuel of around 67,000 to collect 200,000. Okay? Straightforward. Let us deduct partner's money. I have said the driver is hired. So a lot of drivers will give their partner maybe 8,000 shillings per week. So which is around 32,000 per month. I hope you are together so far. So these are the obvious costs, very structured, very well known, okay? But here, they are variable costs. And this one, drivers have different type of operation mode. For instance, car wash, their drivers will tell you that they never take their cars to the car wash, they do it themselves, or they do what we call dry cleaning. In most cases, you will see drivers trying to wipe their car with a dry towel to avoid car wash, while others will relax under a tree and take the vehicle to the car wash. So this cost on this side will really vary, and drivers will have different stories to tell, but these ones are pretty much straightforward. So car wash, normally drivers, they wash their vehicles once every 2 days and drivers will drive for 24 days in a month. So the vehicle will need to be like cleaned 12 times in 1 month. So this will give, 2,400 if you multiply by 200 shillings per car wash. Then, and others will take kwa car wash here 300, again here 350, but here I worked with the minimum. So the other one is the lunch. Okay, so of course I assume, and what I used to do back then, I used to take breakfast from home and dinner from home. So lunch I will consume maybe 150, and then I buy a bottle of water or soda. So for the 24 days, if you spend 200 on lunch, then the driver will spend around 4,800. So, okay, but others will say there are those who actually carry lunch from home. So your wife will package for you, and then on the road you will not have to spend this. So that's why I told you this line will really vary from driver to driver. The other one is the data and airtime. Okay, so normally I used to subscribe to Safaricom monthly. I get 1,000, with 1,000 shillings, I was getting 400 minutes of airtime and 8 GB of data. Okay, and I used to renew that after every 2 weeks. So per month, normally my cost for data was around 2,000. But right now, I hear there are some better options, and drivers need to study what is currently in the market in terms of offer. So 2,000 in terms of data, and other things I put here: puncher, police tips. You will be caught on the wrong side sometimes. So here I put it on the lower side, because per month you will find that you might go to the puncher repair once or twice. Every time you spend 100, and then the police will arrest you. Maybe they carry 200 or 1,000. I don't know. This can be very, very variable depending on your luck for that month. All right. So now let's do the subtraction. 200,000, you subtract all the operational cost. Okay. So here you will have 200k minus 149,000. Okay, so you have a net income as a driver of around 50,000. And my question to my viewers, is this amount good or bad? Okay, remember we are saying that the driver is hired. So if you are your own driver, if you are driving your own vehicle, all you need to do is now to add 32,000 to this one, and you find that your money will be around 80,000. But again, your cost list will start to go down, because here we'll start talking about service, we'll talk about insurance, we will talk about spares and repairs, and so many other things. So there are so many costs that you will incur because of being the responsible person of the vehicle. All right. But the other thing I cannot finish this video without saying is the biggest cost in all this. It is the cost of fuel. Okay? And here is where you can change your game by around 20,000 per month. If you get a vehicle that can give you more revenue with 1,000 shillings, the better. And here is where I talk about kilometers per liter. Depending on the cc of your vehicle, depending on the quality of the service you have given it, and also the age, okay, and the efficiency. Some vehicles will give you between 12 to 23 kilometers with 1 liter. Okay, so the efficiency here is just an average figure, but there are people who will get 5,000 shillings with 1,000 shillings of fuel. Others will get 2,000 with 1,000 of fuel. Okay, so here is where you can change your game. Study the fuel efficiency of the car you are buying and see how much it consumes for every liter of fuel that you put. All right, guys, I hope you have enjoyed, and God bless you.